Well, it's good afternoon here in Maryland. You're watching Firewood at the Furnace. My name is Brad, if it's your first time here. And today we've got a lot going on because we are going to get started on this 10 cord order of green firewood that I got an order for about a month or so ago. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I'm going to fill you in on that in just a second. But today is going to be the very first load that we're going to split into the trailer and get it up to the customer's house where we will be stacking it. Valerie's going to be coming along with me to stack the wood, and I will take you along with us to the customer's house just to show you how everything's going to be situated. He's got some pallets staged there for me that I'm going to have to get organized and figure out how we're going to lay this out to get 10 full cord there for this customer who says he's going to be doing the same thing every year. So stick around, I'll fill you in and show you what's going on. So if you're just coming on board or you didn't see the video where I talked about getting this order of firewood, a little backstory on that. This customer ordered from me last year and he ordered 6 full cord. 6 season cord of firewood. It's the biggest order that I had ever had at that point to one single customer. But when I got to his house, he had a pile of wood there laying loose on the ground. Some pretty chunky looking stuff, some crotch pieces, just like boiler wood looking stuff that was laying on the ground that he said he was going to get to first, and then he would burn the 6 cord that I brought him. I've since talked to that customer since winter time has been over, and he burnt all 6 cord of my firewood, and his wife was very happy with the quality of the firewood, said she loved how uniform it was, easy to handle it was. So I think, fingers crossed, I've got a permanent customer every year. So fast forward to about a month or so ago, I got a message from this customer who told me that he wanted to know what I would charge him for green firewood. He said he watches the channel, he sees how I split the wood right into the trailer, and then I back the trailer up to where it's going to be stacked. He said, well, what if you split the wood right into your trailer and then just brought it to my place and stacked it there? What would you charge? So we worked out a deal on that that I'm comfortable with, that he was comfortable with, and I said, how much wood are you thinking about? And he said 10 cord. Kind of caught me off guard there, but as I continued to talk to him, he said this wood that I'm bringing him over this summer is not going to be for this burning season. He's going to get 10 cord stacked at his place that'll be for the burning season next year, and come fall he wants to order 8 additional cord of seasoned, ready to burn firewood for this coming winter. He told me that every year he's going to start doing that. He wants to stay a year ahead on his wood. He's going to order basically 10 full cord from me every single year from here moving forward. So that is a great customer to have. I'm going to do my best to keep him super happy, and today we are going to start on that first load going to the house. I've got maple here to split, I've got oak here to split, mulberry, beech, oak, some walnut. So he's going to get, the first load is going to be a mix of everything, and he doesn't care what species of wood he gets as long as it's all hardwood, which is obviously all I deal with here, so that's not a problem. So we'll get the Eastonmade 1222 fired up here, get the conveyor going, and we will start feeding the splitter, filling the trailer, and then when I get the trailer full, I'm going to make a call to Valerie, who's going to come along with us and help stack. So let's get to work.
She calls, I always seem to lose my cool. Baby,
All right, well, let me apologize because I know there wasn't a whole lot of footage of the splitting action going on there, but I thought the camera was recording and it was not. So here is the full trailer loaded up. Once I pull off the conveyor there, what's piled up there will fall down in the back. Anything that falls out of the trailer, I'll just throw back up on top. But that's a pretty good load, should be right around 1.5 quarts of firewood. You might be saying, well, all these rounds over here are so far away from the splitter. I thought you liked to split, or I thought you liked to stack the rounds right next to the splitter. So did you have to carry those all the way over? Well, I turned the old Gale skid loader into a bulldozer today, and I just started pushing rounds. You remember these were, all this beach was all lined up over here next to the camper. I got behind it and just shoved it. You can kind of see where I shoved it, and pushed it over to the splitter, which made life a little bit easier. So I have to do the same thing with these rounds. I will shove all those over closer to the splitter. This is the ash that we brought in the other day that's bucked up, and back there behind that is a little bit of oak from that dead standing oak, those dead standing oak logs that we had laying here. Everything in the yard's bucked up right now. This load will be going to, there goes Jack, I think. I think that was Jack that just went by blowing the horn from Log Cabin Firewood. But I think that we're going to be stacking this tomorrow morning. It's getting a little late in the evening. It's Friday night right now, and Val called me earlier and said that she'd like to go out for dinner tonight. And so that's what we're going to do. We will stack this in the morning, and I will pick back up on this video then. So good morning, everybody. We are back. It is the next day. Val and I went out for a good dinner last night and had a couple drinks. We slept in a little bit this morning, and now we are off to the customer's house to get this load of wood stacked. I did notice that when Val was getting dressed this morning, she put on her long sleeve Firewood at the Furnace shirt, and I asked her why, and based on her experience, she decided to put on long sleeves because she doesn't want to get her arms scratched up from carrying and stacking this wood. But I'm excited to have a helper today. So once we get this done, or once we get up to the customer's house, I'll show you how we're going to lay this out, what my ideas are for how I'm going to stack this wood, since there's so much of it going to be coming in here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be bringing one load a week for the next 7 weeks. Will get me to 10 cord. But I'll show you what I'm talking about, how I'm going to measure it all out when we get up here, so we'll see you there. And here we are at the customer's farm, and this is the wood that I was telling you about that he had here from last year. Kind of the big chunky boiler wood type stuff. It's all good and dry and seasoned wood, so it'll burn just fine. But last year I dumped 6 cord over there on that side, and pretty much he burnt through that first, I would assume, and then got into some of this other wood laying on the ground here. But anyway, what we are going to do with this load of wood, that's going to be for not this burning season but the following. He's got a few pallets here stacked for me, and we're going to line them up across here. And what my vision is right now is we're going to go 24 feet. So we'll start right about here. We'll go 24 feet that way, put ends, you know, divide the little bookends on each end, and then 24 feet will be 3 cord. If we go it'll be 1 full cord if we go 4 foot tall. But he told me I can go as high as I want. So I think I'm going to go about 6 feet tall, and 6 foot tall by 24 feet will be 1.5 cords, which should just about be everything that's on the trailer here. So let me get the pallets laid out, set up. We'll get the bookends on them, and then we'll start stacking. So we're all set up now. We got the pallets situated where we want them. If we go 6 foot tall, like I said, we can get 1.5 cords in each row, and we'll get 2 rows on a pallet. So each run will have 3 cord on it. So in the end, we're going to end up with 3.5 rows. This is a little bit more work to do it this way, but the way I look at it is I was going to have to stack this either way in the yard. So actually probably saving some time having a customer that wants to do the drying himself, stay a year ahead on his wood, and basically it's an extra 10 quart of wood a year that I'm going to sell that I don't need to keep inventory of for the fall. So I know there's other channels that preach about, you know, getting your customers to buy early, but the fact of the matter is that most people don't have the space, or they don't, even if they do have the space, they don't want to occupy that space with wood that they're not ready to, that's not ready to burn yet. So as you can see, we're on a farm here, and there's plenty of property for him to store this kind of stuff. So he is going to stay a year ahead from here on out, which is a win for everybody. There it is. That is the first of 7 loads coming to this customer, and we are almost right at 1.5 quart there. It's 6 foot tall in the center. It rounds down just a little tiny bit on the ends, but we're going to call that 1.5 quart of wood, and the first load is done. I want to thank my lovely bride for helping me stack. She's packed up in the truck. She's ready to get out of here. But we're going to start doing this in the evenings rather than during the day. When it's a little bit cooler in the evenings, it'll be more pleasant out here. A little warm today. We drank about 1 gallon of water between the two of us. But anyway, we're all done. Trailer's empty. We're going to get back on the road and get back to the wood yard. Well, that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, the very first load of several that will be going to that customer. So I will keep you all updated as we go on the status of the largest firewood order that I've ever had to date. So like I said, I'll keep you updated on that. And until next Wednesday at 7 a.m., I hope you all have a great week. Don't forget to like this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already done so. I greatly appreciate that. So until next time, take care, everybody.